Hello, this is my digital storytelling presentation for LME 590. This presentation is my Practicum overview. I've taken each week's blog experiences and placed them into this presentation to share with you. My field experience details include the location, which was held at Grayson County Middle School. I had 2 cooperating library media specialists, Tina Poindexter, who is the librarian at the middle school, along with Dee Dee Webb, who is the district library media specialist. Both of these ladies have been wonderful to work with and helped make my experience great. Week 1 was a whirlwind. I learned so much just in the first week. I observed a Kagan structure in the LME class on different types of books, different genres of books, and I learned about a resource called Pebble Go from Miss Webb, as well as attending a Google level certification class with Miss Webb. I spent time learning about various duties and learning what role I could fulfill during this semester. Week 2, I attended 2 more PDs. This week, a Google certification as well as a Power Verbs webinar. I implemented Google Classroom with a group of students where I used a Google form in order to assign a reading interest and learning style inventory. I worked with students to find books of interest using Destiny as a resource and based off of their learning style inventory. Week 3, my field experience, I was able to analyze the results from the survey. As you can see, the majority of my students are visual learners, and the majority of my students do not enjoy reading a book for pleasure. Throughout this semester, I hope that I was able to appeal to their learning styles as well as increase students' involvement in wanting to read books for pleasure. The book display in the library highlighted the Winter Olympics, and there were books laid out based on this topic. The Kentucky Bluegrass Awards were being promoted for students to read and vote on a winner. Each book was displayed special on the shelf, and students could check those out and then vote for their favorite. Week 4, library visits continued this week along with some basic library duties such as shelving books and working the circulation desk. Week 5 of my field experience, I continued with more PD hours. The webinar that I attended was online called Flipped Badges and Databases. And I also worked on book repairs and learning how to cover new books. So in the first picture, Miss Dudgeon, who is the library aide, was showing me how to work this machine, and then after that she let me try it myself. Week 5, as it continued, the Kentucky Bluegrass Book Award voting continued this week, along with books were highlighted during the month of February that were mystery books. So these books were turned around backwards, and we thought it would add to an element of surprise for students to just know that the books that were turned backwards on the shelves were a mystery book, and rather than reading the title or reading what the book was about, the book would remain a complete mystery and they would just pull one off the shelf and begin reading it. Week 6 of my field experience, I continued PD with Dr. Nicole Law and along with an online webinar about creating curious inquirers. I also worked with the library media class on digital etiquette, as well as library visits for checking out books. Week 7, this month, green books were highlighted in honor of St. Patrick's Day. I also continued to work the circulation desk where I enjoyed getting to see what books students were reading. And also, as a 6th grade teacher, I got to visit with 8th grade students, 7th grade students that I previously had. So that was a fun experience as well. During week 8 of my field experience, I helped students locate books and navigate destiny. A scavenger hunt was held in the library. As students went around, they were fully engaged navigating around the library. Week 9 of my field experience, I attended a Gmail training with Miss Webb, as well as an Ed Puzzle and Flipgrid training with Miss Webb as well. This week, Miss Webb had challenged me to implement this resource in my classroom as a library media specialist, implementing the use of technology. Then she asked me to tweet her since she was not able to be in my classroom that day, so she could share in on my experience. So here are some pictures of students using Ed Puzzle as a resource to learn more about area. On this resource, they watched videos and answered questions, with the videos allowing for self-checking. And as a follow-up, students used Flipgrid as a resource on how to apply what they were learning in the real world. Week 10 of my field experience, this month we were highlighting science books, so students could find a book of interest on the table there. This was the final week of the Kentucky Bluegrass Award votes, so those were collected and submitted. The students are anxiously awaiting to hear the final results. And students continue to visit the library, and I continue to work on shelving books, book repairs, and other library duties. I have enjoyed my field experience in the library, and I have learned so much from the hands-on experience, and I look forward to having my own library one day. Thank you for watching.